We didn't get that.
Let's start with the crew that's in here, and then we'll open it up to the floor, to the people on the Zoom.
Mitch, what are the challenges of playing Michigan State in the opener?
They're a very well-coached team. They play very hard. They get out and transition well. I think all of those things are something that if you haven't played in games like this, you don't quite understand yet, and you have to be in those games to understand that kind of speed, that kind of athleticism. I'm excited to see how our guys react to that, and I'm excited to see how we come together as a team.
How much have you looked at what they do? And I mean, I know it's a brand new year for everybody, but what they've done in the past, this personnel from the past, how much have you guys looked at that so far?
I think they've had a good recipe for success in the past as well. So I don't imagine them getting too far away from that. Coach Izzo is, like I said, Hall of Fame coach. So he obviously knows what he's doing. So he's going to have those guys playing to the best of their ability. And I think that if we can lock in on our scouting report and really lock in these next couple of practices today, tomorrow, we'll give ourselves a good opportunity to play well.
I was listening to Izzo talk after a recent exhibition game of theirs, and he was talking about their versatility. They can play 2 point guards together. They can play Hauser at the 5, things like that. I mean, you guys have that ability too, and obviously offensively that can be a factor. But how much does that help you defensively when other teams can do that and you're kind of ready for it?
Yeah, I mean, being as deep as we are this year, it allows us to, like you said, mix and match different offenses, different defenses, different players. So we're able to match up hopefully pretty well with other teams depending on what they do. Like you said, 2 guards, 3 guards, or 3 point guards, 2 point guards, 2 bigs, 1 big. Like we've got the bodies to match that hopefully.
What have you seen so far out of their 7-footer Marcus Bingham?
He's a big shot blocker. I think he had like 9 blocks in their exhibition game this year. I watched a little bit of that. He's a big guy that can really impact some shots, can rebound well, and score on the inside. So there's a lot of things that he brings to the table that are what people need in successful teams.
How excited are you to be back in Madison Square Garden? You know, after a couple of years, it's got to get the juices flowing after last year not being able to, be in the Champions Classic there. I mean, what is it like to be back in Madison Square Garden?
No, it's exciting. I'm ready to play. Last time I played there was my junior year, so it's been a couple of years. There's nothing quite like it. It's a great venue, great city. They got the energy that's there. It's definitely felt by the players and by the coaches when we get there. So it'll be a different level of hype when we get there. Sure.
Coach was obviously a little disappointed in practice leading up to your exhibition game. How have they been since?
I think we've all been performing well. We're making sure guys that might not have understood the gravity of the games we're getting ready to play. We're making sure everybody understands it. Reminding some of the guys that have been here, myself included, like we're back to having packed houses. We're back to playing the biggest stages for the highest stakes. So I think we're making sure that we're all going to be locked in on the scouting report, making sure we're all going to be locked in on what they do. So we're going to be playing our best ball, hopefully.
What do you need to see between now and Tuesday night to know that you guys are ready for that?
I'd like to make sure because today's really going to be our first time going over a scouting report with them. I'd like to see how this team locks into that scout. I think that's like there's good teams and there's great teams. The great teams are the ones that can take that scout and really commit it to memory. And instead of committing it to memory, they can also commit it onto the court. So there's a couple of different things that it takes for teams to be great, and hopefully this one has the ability to do so.
That's something that older players, senior leadership can influence, or is it something on an individual level?
Yeah, I mean, when you have older guys doing it, it definitely helps. This team, like I've said, has some of those older guys. You get like myself, Dave, Oach, CB, Jalen. Like you've got a bunch of older guys that have seen scouting reports and know how important scouting reports are to being successful. So hopefully that'll allow us to influence some of those younger guys to really lock in.
All right, thank you.
Anybody on here?
Any questions from the Zoom.
Sounds cool. All right.